What's up, gamers? I'm Zach Sharps from Lugo Entertainment here with my first look for TERA Rising, NMAS's Entertainment's brand new, newly free-to-play MMO. As you guys all know, TERA launched as a pay-to-play title but died quicker than even SWTOR and eventually moved to the free-to-play model. Now, I'll detail all the free-to-play restrictions in this video and tell you guys whether or not I think that TERA's new free-to-play model is worthy of you guys hopping back into the game. Now, we're going to go ahead and hop onto my character George Washington once we get through all the character customization and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and create a new character and show you guys what to expect from the character creation menu in TERA Online. Alrighty, now we have to wait for the load. But while it loads, let me go ahead and tell you guys that I am excited to detail this game. Now, it's one of those games that I didn't really like too much when it was pay to play. I liked it a little bit in beta, but they didn't really fix nothing in beta. So they didn't really earn my respect and my endorsement as a pay to play game. But now that they fixed a few of the things that I had complaints about, I can give it a worthy shot. It's a free to play title now, so I think it finally got to where it needed to be. Which is really good. So as you guys see here, right off the bat, we have a total of 7 races. The human, the Castanic, the Amon, the Papori, the Ellen, Baraka, and High Elf. And we are going to make a human just to be a little bit generic here. Let's go ahead and click select class, and you guys will see also that we have a total of 8 classes. We have the warrior, which is a dual wield, sword wielding character, very fast paced. The lancer, which is your tank of the game. It's very slow paced, not really that great for leveling, but they basically are what they are described as, a very good absorption tank and melee warrior. Slayer is a slower style combat, but does huge damage because it's burst DPS, and they wear leather armor. The Berserker is somewhat the same thing. They do burst DPS, but they wear metal armor, and they hit a tad slower than the Slayer does. The Sorcerer is a mage, pretty much just a mage. I mean, you really can't describe a mage. It's just a mage. The Archer is an archer. The Priest is the healing class of the game. They use what's called painting spells in order to heal in AoE radiuses. And they also use AoE skills as well to heal large groups of players. And the Mystic is actually one that I've not really played that much, but it is a healer as well. We're going to go ahead and play the Warrior. The Warrior's actually, well, we're going to customize a Warrior. The Warrior's a pretty cool character. Very fast paced. They hit like trucks. And they're really, like I said, fast. So that's one of the cool benefits of being a warrior, and one of the reasons why warriors are very popular in this game. Now, you can go ahead and choose a pre-built character. Personally, I never recommend doing pre-built characters unless you're one of those people who do not like customizing your character. Then it's fine. But as you guys see, there's a decent amount of character customization here. And as I mentioned in a previous TERA video, this should be the standard of the bare minimum of a character creation, because it doesn't have what you would expect out of a pay-to-play MMO, like a bunch of sliders and stuff, but it has what you would expect to be the bare minimum in a character customization, which is really nice to have, because a lot of times you get these free-to-play games that have almost no character customization whatsoever, and it's like, what the hell are you doing? You're trying to get yourself immersed into a game, but you can't customize a character? Like, what the hell? So you guys can see right off the bat that the character customization is very decent. It's not the best, it's not the worst. There is some sliders here and there. It's not like there isn't, but it's nothing that's, it's nothing to, rave over. You can't really change your height or anything as well. So it's, like I said, bare minimum for a pay-to-play MMO, what a pay-to-play MMO should have at launch. But now this is a free-to-play game. This has one of the better character customizations of a free-to-play title. Now, you can also change your voice. Not really too important, other than what you hear when you take a swing. And then after that, you edit your name and you hop into the game. But we're going to go ahead and go back, and I'm going to show you guys some of the mid-range content of TERA Online. That way you guys can know what to expect in the later levels of TERA. So just from the start, seeing the character customization, you guys can see it's the same old Tera. If you guys have already played Tera Online, they didn't change too much. What they did is basically allowed players that have already been in the game, which are the founders, to play the game without any limitations, and they allowed people who've not played the game hop in the game without any limitations, basically. Which I'll talk about that here in a moment once we hop into the game. They have a St. Patrick's Day celebration in TERA Rising, which is really good to see because, as mentioned in a previous Tera video when I said I quit Tera Online, I noted that they weren't going to update the game that much past what they've already planned. And that is true. It was very true up until the point they made the game free to play and the game boomed, because now they have a player base that actually update for. So it's really nice to see this game boom again. It allows new updates, new dungeons, new content just overall. So we're here at 98%. My computer's running a little slow on loading screens, as always when I'm recording. Just, you know, that's just how it happens. But it looks like they have a double dungeon drop weekend going on. And spellbinds are now for sale for elite users. You know, a decent amount of stuff, which is really nice to see. Alrighty, I would like to load into the game. But one of the things, and I'm already going to talk about the restrictions here. The restrictions overall are as follows. The elite basically unlocks everything except for a good amount of character slots, because on a founder account, which is basically someone who's already owned the game, bought the game before it went free to play, they were able to basically create up to 8 characters per server. Now, the founder and the elites, the free to play and the elite can only make up to 2 per server. So automatically right there, if you're a founder, you already have an advantage. You could create more characters on one server, which is really cool. Now, that's pretty much where the advantages sort of ends. You know, they don't really want to make it so founders have more of an advantage over paying customers, because paying customers are the ones that make them their money. So when you look at it in a whole perspective, founders pretty much have everything that they've already have. They don't get any of the bonus chests that you typically would get if you are an elite member, but they get the stuff that you would expect them to have. Since they're a founder, they get to keep what they already have, and they don't get any restrictions whatsoever. If you're a paying customer, you're able to get quicker dungeons, dungeon resets. You're able to do double dailies. You get basically a lot of cosmetic items for free, and you also get a lot of bundle like XP boosts as well each month. If you're a free-to-play user, you get none of that. You have to wait a little bit longer for dungeons to reset. You don't get double dailies or anything. You pretty much just have to stick with all the content of the game, all the dungeons. You get really no limitations. You just don't get any bonuses as a free-to-play user, which is really, you know, it's expected. You know, you really shouldn't get anything that a pay-to-play user shouldn't, get if you are this for free. You know, you should automatically expect not to get up to a pay-to-play member's just items, because it's just not fair. So it's nice to see that right off the bat, NMAS is going out there to say we're not going to restrict the game that much if you are a free-to-play user, and they haven't, which is really cool to see. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and find where my quests are at. They're actually in the ravine over here. So we need to... Oh, how do I get over there? I need to go down this way. So... yeah, alright, this way. But yeah, so it's really, really nice to see from NMAS that they're not restricting the free-to-play users, because it's something that a lot of MMOs do really badly. They restrict, and they kill their MMO that way. And now another thing is, if you have never seen Tera Online, it is an action-based MMORPG, which is really good to note, because that's one of the main aspects of Tera, and one of the aspects that a lot of people love about Tera. It's fully action-based. It's not as loose as, say, Vindictus, Dragon Nest, or any of those other dungeon-based action MMOs, but it's definitely action-based enough to basically where you can have fun killing stuff in combat. And that's one of the things that I loved about Tera, is its combat. And, you know, even though a lot of the other aspects of Tera didn't last too long for me to get bored of, this was one of the aspects of Tera that I really loved and enjoyed when it came to this game, because it just has the most fun combat of any MMO to date. And, you know, that's going to change when other MMOs come out. But right now, it's one of the things that makes TERA very unique is its combat style and its open world that it's in. So that's one of the pluses of TERA Online. Another plus is its graphics. And, you know, even though the graphics, you know, they're really good, they're very beautiful and everything, they make a very convincing world. And that's the most important part about them, is it convinces you that you're in this fantasy land, which is really cool. Alright, so once we get done killing these guys, I'll continue traveling on my mount. I'll show you guys the item vault interfaces. I just need to get away from, you know, mobs. That way we don't get attacked. But it allows you guys to see a good amount of the combat of this game. And I apologize if I'm a little rusty. I haven't really played this game too much since it went free to play. I hop in and do dungeons every once in a while, but that's about it. I've kind of lost interest in TERA. Just overall, it's just not. I like the game as a free-to-play game, but right now I'm kind of focused on other games that are more current. That way I can get videos out for those ones. And, you know, just honestly, I think my time is done with TERA. But I will not shy away any of you guys by saying that, because that's just me. That's not what you guys should be expecting out of the game. The game itself is a really good free-to-play title. It has a lot of dungeon content, a good amount of PvP, has a politics system in it. It's a really good, polished game, and the reason why it is, just to negate any of those people who say free-to-play is the future, it's only that good because it was a pay-to-play title originally. They basically used the pay-to-play model to pay some bills and, you know, get a little bit more production value out of the title than it already had, which is really nice to see out of developers. I think that a lot of games should have a sub-based system, even if they don't plan to be a sub-based system for a while. Basically so they can make their game really good, so if it does go free to play, you get a very quality title out of that game. Alright, I'm getting lost here a little bit. Alright, now we're on track. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and sit right on this road if I'm not getting chased, which I'm getting chased. Let me go ahead and not be getting chased so I can show you guys the interface of TERA Rising a little bit more in detail. It's a very beautiful game, though. I'm playing on the overall quality of 4 right now, just so I can get a smooth amount of frames for you guys to watch. And honestly, it doesn't look too bad. I honestly think that quality setting 5 out of 6 actually looks better than 6 does. But that's just because 6 has a lot of motion blurring and stuff like that. And some people like myself don't like motion blur at all. So anyways, let's go ahead and look at the interface of the game. If you press escape, you get to use your cursor, and you guys will see the profile menu right here. The profile menu is pretty decent. It shows all your different gems that you put in your gear. These are very, very, very useful, but if you die, you lose them. So you want to make sure that you use them very wisely and not attack more than what you think you can use. Well, take down. You guys can see all your combat stats, your resistances, gathering instances. Basically your instance timers. You can go to your costume where you can see all your costumes that you added to your character, such as weapon skins, face masks, hair adornments, and also your armor costumes. You can also look at your dungeon and PvP stats. As you guys can see, I've ran Celestial Manor on this character one time, which is completely false. I've ran it multiple times. PvP record, you guys can see I've not done any PvP, at least in the battleground system, because it does require level 60. At least last time I was here. I'm pretty sure it still does, though. Yes, it still does. Requires level 60, unfortunately. Reputation, as you guys see, there's no reputation information found on this character. And then once we go to the skills menu, you guys can see all the skills that I have on this character, as well as the glyphs that I have for the skills for this character. The glyphs are your guys' speccing system of the game. This is how you basically customize your character to what you want it to be. And you can start doing so at the later levels. I believe level 15 or 20 is when you can start doing the glyphs of this game. And to be honest, I don't really like this system. I wish it was a talent tree. I've always been a fan of talent trees. But it's alright, you know, it's a decent system to have in a game. At least there's speccing available, which is something that we don't see a lot from other free-to-play titles out there. It's sort of just a linear progression system where TERA is at least a little bit more spread out. Here's your guys' quest log. Shows all your story quests you can do or have already done. As you see, not yet unlocked right here, not yet unlocked. Zone quests. The zone quests are basically your normal quests, your guild quests, and your daily quests. Basically something that you would expect from a quest log. Nothing too special here. Inventory. As you guys see, the inventory is a decent size for a founder. If you're a free-to-play user, I believe it's the same size. And if you're an elite member, I believe it's a little bit larger. As you guys see, I have 9 gold. I'm not really rich on this character. You guys see some of my crystals. Yeah, nothing too special here either. It's just the inventory. If you guys look at the map, you guys could see the mini-map and the map. The mini-map is like a radar. The main map shows all your different areas, and the game is relatively large. I'm sure this is probably going to be an expansion pack zone later on, if they do come out with an expansion patch or zone. The rest of these, though, are all leveling areas. And the Island of Dawn is the starting area of the game. Personally, I wish I will never have to go back to this zone. It's very linear, very boring, and it's not the best starting zone. Although they have improved it, so it's a little bit better than what I played a lot of in the beta and also launch. We also have our activities panel, emotes, pets, candidates, and I'll actually show you guys some of these. So you have all your emotes such as bow, happy, dance. You have your special ones, which I believe you have to buy. You have your pet panel, which is really nothing special. Once you get pets, you have them here. It's not like a battle pet system like in World of Warcraft. They're just, they're just there, Van Arcs. Van Arcs is your guys' political system. Basically what it does is it shows who's the Van Arc of each zone. And their activities. So you guys can see their activities, their NPC assignment activities, their guild praise activities, their GVG activities, so on and so forth, which is really cool to see because that way you can keep track of who owns what zone. You have your item claim menu, which is basically for collector's edition people and also people that are elite members. And I believe, is there anything here? No, I can't actually get any of these. Unless they gave me something, which they may have gave me that. Let's see. Yes, confirm. Well, I think they actually gave me a mount. No, actually, I've already used that. Alright, never mind. But as you guys see here, if you're a founder, you get some items still, and you can claim on every character. And you also have items that if you are, say, for example, an elite member, you'll get a lot more of these items that they'll give you monthly, such as chests, XP boosts, so on and so forth. Activities panel again, and we get to see the enchantment side of the game. The enchantment side of the game is very simple. You put an item in there and you get a +1 or nothing, and that's basically the whole aspect of the end game, is trying to get your stuff up to +10, I believe it is now. And honestly, I think that's very tedious. It's very Asian for one. You expect that out of an Asian free-to-play game and just a pay-to-play game in general, but it's very obnoxious. It's a cash sink like no other. You have your achievements here, which is really nice to see. You have general, quests, battle and duels, and dungeons, and it's a bunch of different achievements here if you are a achievement farmer. I believe they don't really do anything for your character other than just to, gloat that I have this achievement and you don't. Battleground ranking, you can see the battleground ranking of people. As you guys can see, rank 1 is this guy right here. It's a sorcerer. Winning ratio is 77%. Sites captured is 606. Total score is 13,000. Really cool that you can see your ranking for Battlegrounds, because it's something that a lot of people like to see when it is a PvP MMO like Tera Online is. Looking at the craft extraction menu, you guys can see all the different crafting, the weaponsmithing, armor smithing, tailoring, alchemy, leatherworking, focus crafting, and you can see the extractions, which currently aren't available for my character. And then you guys can see dungeon rankings. As you guys see, what characters and what guilds are highest on the dungeon rankings, and the cumulative record as well. And then let's go ahead and jump into the social panels, which I'm not actually going to show you guys every single one of these. There's too many of them. There's raid management windows. There's battleground matching, instance matching, guilds on servers, looking for group applicants, looking for group deathmatch, which is basically you get 10 people together and you face 10 people together, and it's an open world. Trade log, friends, and guild. I'll show you guys the guild panel. I believe that's important. As you guys see here, I'm in a very inactive guild at the moment. It was active when I was playing the game, but now it is not. Guild details, applications, and GVG. If you want to go against another guild, you can go against another guild, and every person on that guild is killable. Very cool system. I like that type of system. But you guys probably are wanting to see the cash shop. Now, the cash shop is not pay to win. Nothing in this cash shop gives power to you. It could give convenience to gain power, but it's nothing that's going to basically, if you're even against each other and you both have the same gear, it's not going to enhance one player over another in order for that other player to win. So thus, not pay to win, because that's just how it goes. If you find an XP scroll, that's not pay to win. I know some people don't like them, but it's not pay to win whatsoever. It does allow you to level faster, but once again, pay to win only counts as if you are both on even level playing fields and have the same gear, same level, you know, all that stuff. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at the character stuff. So the character stuff, you can get beach party bundles, you know, leopards bundle, you know, just a bunch of costumes and stuff. You can get accessories, basically a bunch of masks, eye patches, stuff like that. And they have a ton of stuff available here. I mean, they have 4 pages of stuff available for you in order to look at, buy, and use on your characters, which is really cool to see from a free-to-play MMO like this one. You can get different weapon skins, accessories, like you guys just saw, a bunch of them available. 5 pages of each of them available. It's crazy. You guys also have mounts that you can buy. I'll probably be buying one of these because I have, I believe, 1,000 of the currency available for myself since I am a collector's edition holder. Yes, I have 1,100 available, so I can get like a snowdrift mount. I can get like a TRM bot mount, which I'm not sure exactly what that looks like, but I can if I want to. And there's 2 pages of these available for you to look at and or buy. There's also consumables such as boxes, XP boosts, and a bunch of keys and reputation boosts, dies, so on and so forth. A good amount of stuff for you to look through and find out if you want convenience items for or not. You can also summon bankers, merchants, trade brokers, stuff like that. Very nice to see. Loot boxes, you guys can see right here that there is a good amount of loot boxes for, you know, instant reset scrolls, and stuff like that. Stuff that's not pay to win, but it contains stuff like scrolls, charms, potions, and sometimes costumes. So it's really cool that they have a lot of these random stuff available if you want to roll the dice. They also have appearance changes, bank expansion slots, race changes, you know, just a bunch of stuff here in the item mall. And then there's also elite only stuff available for people who are elite only, like the bots. So for example, I can't get those bots because they're elite, so I'd have to get one of these, like a nightmare or something like that. Alrighty, so the one thing I haven't showed you guys yet is the battleground matching, which currently you really can't see a lot of, but they're typically for level 60 players, and I think they're all capture the flag. That's at least from what I've seen. Celestial Manor, which is, you know, the current, you know, dungeon that I can do is right there. There's other dungeons available for me, not particularly my level, but you guys can see that there is an item level in this game, which is really nice to see because item levels prevent idiots from jumping in with really horrible gear and causing you guys to have a hard time when you really shouldn't. There is also different roles: offense, healing, support, and defense, basically tank, healer, DPS. And you can get different stuff like rescue supplies or Valkyrian responses if you came to the rescue or accomplished dungeon goal. Alright, so now that we're done with that, we can go ahead and go around basically the world. I'm going to try and get to my quest objective. That way you guys can see some questing. And I'm going to talk about the game. So what you guys want to know right now is, do I recommend TERA Online now that it is free to play? And I do. I fully do. I give it my full endorsement now that it's finally went pay to play. The reason I do that is because it deserves a second chance if you are one of those people who bought the game originally and just didn't like it because it was pay to play. Now that it's free to play, you really have no risk and a lot of reward, especially if you are a founder of the game. If you're not a founder and you're looking at it for the first time, I do recommend it because it is a solid free-to-play game out there, and it's probably one of the better ones out there because it has no limitations on the content, and it's basically equivalent to, say, Ion. And I believe it's going to be a lot more popular than Ion now that it is free-to-play. And I say that really I really don't like to say that because I like Ion a lot, but I'm just being realistic. The game is pretty damn neat. It's a good action MMO. It's very interactive. The game is now very popular amongst a lot of players, and it just has a lot of good stuff available. And, you know, that's really why when people call me biased, I say, how am I biased? Because I'm a fanboy of Ion Online. I endorse a lot of their content, endorse a lot of their actions. But I'm basically saying that this game, a game that I did not like as a pay-to-play game, is better than one of my favorite free-to-play games out there. And the reason for that is because of the content, because of the fact it was a pay-to-play title, because of the fact that it is up to the pay-to-play standard, and because it is an action MMO, so it's very interactive and fun and enjoyable. With that said, though, is there a lot of replayability? No, there is not at all, because there's not opposite factions. Once you make your character, you're going to play through all the same content as any other character that you create afterwards, so there's no replayability, where in Ion, there is replayability, because there's 2 factions. So that's a con about Tera. You can make one character, and it's a new experience. Any other characters after that is not a new experience for you, other than the combat of that character and the skills that that character brings with it. The dungeons of the game are fun as well. There's a good amount of dungeon mechanics. You're constantly on the move, running around. On my healer, I'm always moving around, trying to heal people. It's very chaotic and fun. So that's really neat. The PvP, open world PvP, you can kill anybody at any time. You just have to toggle yourself for PvP and then go gang someone on a PvP server. If you're on a PvE server, you don't have to worry about that. Battlegrounds are, from what I heard, there is some imbalance in them. And also, you know, that's just something that's going to take a while to fix out, but there's not really a lot of variation of the Battlegrounds available at this time. I'm assuming as updates come along, there is going to be new Battlegrounds available, so, you know, that's something that's going to be improved on over the period of Tera's now free-to-play model and release. As far as questing goes, what are you going to do when you're questing? Well, questing consists of killing some more, and killing some more. One of the reasons why I didn't like Tera is because it had not a lot of quest variation in the game. It was very linear in that sense. There's not really anything special about its questing, other than the fact you have really cool action combat to do it with, so it makes it a lot better. So let's go ahead and look at my zone quest really quick. I have Sinistro Manor, Cliffs of Insanity, and Veil of the Fang. I'm not really sure about Veil of the Fang's at. I believe it's not anywhere close to me at this time. Ooh, it looks like over here there's a lot of good stuff going on. Oh, there's a lot of Nexuses. So there is Nexuses in this game. Basically, Nexuses are your raids. I do believe they've got them optimized now, because a lot of you guys may realize back if you played the game before, they were very unoptimized, very laggy, and basically it was a lag fest. Now I believe they are optimized, so any machine could typically hop in and enjoy them, which is really cool. But since there's no quest available for me around this area, I am just going to kill some stuff, talk a little bit more about Tera, and wrap up the video. If you guys have any questions about Tera or would like to play Tera, make sure to click the link in the description in order to sign up for Tera Online, which I believe is now one of the better free-to-play games out there. There's no restrictions, no pay to win, and, you know, it's very beneficial for players who own the game before to come back and play it, where a lot of games, they really don't do that. They don't say, oh, well, you're a founder, we're going to respect that and give you the full game right up front. Tera is saying, hey, we're going to give you nothing that you already didn't have since you are a founder. You paid for our bills while we were pay to play, so we're going to respect that and allow you to keep all your 8 characters per server. We're going to allow you to keep your bank space, your inventory space, your content that you have unlocked to you, and all that good stuff. So you really don't have to worry about hopping this game and not being accessible to any content that you currently were before you quit the game, which is really nice to see. As an elite member, you're going to get a little bit of XP bonuses, reputation bonuses, so on and so forth. And as a general consumer, you're going to have good performance in this game. For me, since I'm recording, obviously I'm not, but I'm on a midline machine. I'm not really on a gaming machine, like a really good gaming machine. So of course I'm going to lag a little bit here and there, but when I'm in dungeons playing by myself, I get it over 30 FPS. The game performs pretty damn good since it's in the Unreal Engine, and it's very optimized, which is really nice to see. So In conclusion, do I recommend Tera Online? Yes, I do. I recommend it to the fullest extent I can recommend a game. Obviously, you still have to go out and download it. If you don't have an account, like I said, click the link down in the description, sign up, and start playing the game for free. So, yeah, good dungeons, good amount of content, even a cool marking system. I like this marking system. I can mark something if I'm in a group or whatever. Bam, it's marked. Ha ha ha. You know, it's a complete MMO experience for anyone who is looking for a complete free-to-play MMORPG. It has PvP, it has world PvP, it has politics system, it has ranking systems, it has a good guild system, it has dungeons, nexuses, which are raids. It just has a lot of stuff available, and as a free-to-play game, it should give you nerd boners all around. So, anyways, guys, that is it for me. I'm Zach Sharps from Lugo Entertainment. My final conclusion for Tera Online is it is a wonderful game. And for those of you wondering, since my name is George Washington, why the am I female? Well, let's just put it this way. George Washington woke up in Tera Online and was like, what the hell has happened to my country, and why am I having a vagina here? Anyways, guys, I'm Zach Sharps. Follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/Lugo Entertainment, and also Twitter at twitter.com/Zach Sharps. This has been a first look for TERA Rising. I fully recommend it. Down in the description below, click the link, sign up, have a heyday, and as always, guys, I'll catch you guys next time.